Hello and welcome to Spectrum TV News at 2. I am Francis Oyima Edet, coming to you live from the capital city of Akwa Ibom State. Let's take a look at the headlines. Senate swears in Natasha as Kogi Central Senator. INEC Chairman Yakubu defends 18 billion naira supplementary budget. Plus, Egypt to evacuate nearly 7,000 foreign nationals from Gaza. We will bring you details of these stories and more in a moment. Many thanks for joining us. We begin this afternoon from the Red Chamber, where the Senate has sworn in Senator-elect for Kogi Central Senatorial District, Natasha Apoti Udwagan, as member of the 3rd Senate. This followed her presentation with certificate of return by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, as a duly elected senator for Kogi Central. Apoti Udwagan, who is elected on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, is reportedly the first female senator from Kogi State. Recall that the Court of Appeal Abuja Division upheld earlier in February, dismissing the appeal filed by Abubakar Ohere of the All Progressive Congress, APC, for lacking in merit. From the Green Chambers, the House of Representatives has issued a 72-hour ultimatum to the Accountant General of the Federation, AGF, Oluwatoyin Madin, to submit a detailed report on the use of the 100 billion naira COVID-19 intervention funds approved and released by the government of former President Muhammadu Buhari to ministries, departments and agencies between 2020 and 2022. The Chairman, House Committee on Public Accounts, Bamidele, submit the report on October 27, 2023. The COVID-19 interventions, especially in the year 2020 and up to 2022. It therefore directed the AGF to transmit the report Friday, November 3, 2023. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives has also called on the Inspector General of Police, Kaede Gbetokun, to take urgent steps to address cases of killing of young girls in Nigeria for ritual purposes. These follow the adoption of a motion on a matter of urgent public importance moved by the lawmaker representing Adoni Opobo Nkoro Federal Constituency, Rivers State, Awaji Abiante. Leading the debate, Abiante said the recent wave and sustained killings of young girls who are mostly undergraduates by their supposed boyfriends for ritual purposes could not be allowed to continue. He recalled the recent murder of 20-year-old Justina Twene, an undergraduate in the Department of Biochemistry, University of Port Harcourt, by Damian Okoligwe of the same university. The House therefore called on the Inspector General of Police to set up a crack team to conduct a holistic investigation with the sole aim of unmasking the cartels behind the killings and bring them to justice. In the meantime, the House of Representatives has asked President Bola Tinubu to call political parties in Bayelsa State to order ahead of the November 11 governorship election. This is sequel to a motion of urgent public importance by Maria Enemi Mefe, drawing attention of the House to possible unrest in the state in the build-up to the election. Eneni Mefe noted that the National Security Advisor should be asked to swing into action to guarantee a peaceful election in the state. In a related development, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, has said that there will be no room for those intending to disrupt the November 11, 2023 governorship election in Bayelsa, Imo, and Kogi states. General Musa, while speaking to reporters at a one-day work visit to commission some internal projects at the headquarters of the 6th Division of the Nigerian Army in Port Harcourt, assured the people that the Nigeria Police Force will be assisted to ensure that citizens in those states can vote without fear of any possible disturbances. He affirmed that President Tinubu's administration is committed to ensuring that lives and properties of citizens are adequately secured before, during and after the forthcoming poll in the 3 states. Away from that, the federal government, through the Ministry of Works, has announced that it will be closing 2 rams of the Third Mainland Bridge for repairs. According to the statement signed by the Federal Controller of Works, O.I. Kesha, the motoring public are notified that the repair works will begin with the rams connecting Oworoshoki to Adekunle and Lagos Island at Deniji Adele to Adekunle. Simultaneously, Kesha revealed that the rams will be closed to traffic by 7 a.m. on Monday, November 6, 2023 for 5 weeks. She advised motorists to cooperate with the traffic management officials by obeying and observing all diversions as directed and encouraged them to use the alternative routes as attached. In a separate development, the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Mahmood Yakubu, has defended the 18 billion naira contained in the proposed supplementary budget for the commission when he appeared before the House of Representatives Committee on Appropriations. Yakubu explained that the 18 billion naira the supplementary budget is not entirely for the conduct of the Kogi, Bayelsa, and Imo governorship elections, but majorly personnel costs. According to the INEC chairman, 1.6 billion naira would be used to conduct 11th November by-elections in constituencies and senatorial districts across the country. In another development, the new chairman of the Economic and Financial Crime Commission, EFCC, Ola Olukoyede, has directed the sting operations at night time to be stopped in all the commands of the Commission. According to a statement by the EFCC Head of Media and Publicity, Dele Oyewale, the directive is in line with the newly reviewed procedures on arrest and bail of suspects by the Anti-Graft Agency. Olukoyede gave the directive in Abuja in reaction to the arrest of 69 suspected internet fraudsters by operatives of the Ibadan Zonal of the Commission in Ile-Ife, Osun State. The EFCC said many of the suspects duly profiled by the Ibadan Command have been released, while profiling of suspects yet unreleased will be completed without further delay. The Commission assured the public that it will not relent in its adherence to the rule of law in the exercise of its mandate. We move now to Africa, where Zambia's government has withdrawn retirement benefits and privileges from former President Edgar Lungu following his decision to return to active politics. In a press conference, government spokesman Cornelius Nwetwa said the former leader would now be treated with equality of the law, just like any other senior citizen of the country. Nwetwa noted that it was clearly stated in the law that former presidents who returned to politics would lose their benefits. Recall that Lungu lost the presidency to Hakainde Hichilema in 2021, after which he announced his retirement. Still in Africa, Germany's President Frank-Walter Steinmeier has apologized for killings under colonial rule in Tanzania as he met descendants of Songwa Mbano executed for leading a revolt. Semia, while describing Mbano as brave leader in the rebellion, assured the people that Germans will join in search of answers to the open, unanswered and outstanding questions regarding the German East Africa era. Reports say German East Africa was a colony, part of the German possessions, which covered today's Tanzania, Rwanda and Burundi. On the foreign scene, Egyptian Ministry of Foreign Affairs has said that Egypt is preparing to facilitate the evacuation of nearly 7,000 foreign citizens in Gaza from more than 60 countries via the Rafah crossing. The ministry in a statement noted that the announcement follows a meeting between foreign ministry officials and ambassadors as well as other foreign representatives in Cairo. Egyptian officials say the evacuation plan will be carried out in accordance with Egypt's regulations and governing laws, and the role incumbent upon each foreign mission in receiving its national from the Rafah crossing. The ministry added that first foreign nationals were able to cross from Gaza to Egypt yesterday, and more evacuations are expected to continue over the coming days. Still on the foreign scene, Iran-backed Islamist militant group Hezbollah has claimed it shot down an Israeli drone over southern Lebanon amid nearly daily cross-border exchanges of fire that have spurred fears of wider conflict in the Middle East. Hezbollah claimed it hit the drone directly with a surface-to-air missile as it flew between the border villages of Al-Malikiya and Hunin. However, the Israel Defense Forces IDF acknowledged the Hezbollah missile launch but denied any damage was inflicted on its unmanned aerial vehicle UAV. In a statement, the IDF said it struck the terrorist cell that fired the missile and the launch site in response. And still to come in the news, Chelsea to play Newcastle in EFL Cup quarterly final. To stay with us.
Not often told is about the transformation that Africa has undergone in recent decades. Africa is shaping its own destiny and should be referred to as the African opportunity. On Spotlight Africa, we paint the African picture the African way, laced with truth, detail, and the color of the African continent. Join Uyai Anyekan every Tuesday and Thursdays at 4:30 p.m. Spotlight Africa, telling the African story.
Many thanks for staying with us. Now to the rest of our news stories. On a business news, the federal government has reiterated its determination to kickstart full implementation of financial inclusion in all ministries, departments, and agencies. The Director, Economic Research and Policy Management, Federal Ministry of Finance, Grace Obonna, disclosed this while declaring open a 3-day training program for Federal Ministry of Finance staff, Batch 2, in Abuja. A statement signed by the Director of President Public Relations, Stephen Hilibe, said the training was themed Service-Wide Financial Literacy in the Workplace program on financial inclusion. According to her, financial inclusion around the world has continued to gain attention globally because of the important role it plays in economic development and poverty alleviation. Still in business, the Minister of Budget and Economic Planning Fund, Bagudu stated this at the 6th Annual Convention on Impact Investing, theme Catalytic Capital for Inclusive Growth and Development, held in Lagos. Bagudu said across the 36 states of the country are hardworking men and women who are not looking for illegal jobs but meaningful and decent jobs. Recall that in May 2023, the federal government committed to contributing 50% of the initial raise of $100 million of Nigerians' wing, which amounts to $50 million. We move to health, where the Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Ali Pate, has called for global collaboration to strengthen childhood vaccination platforms and vaccine research and development. He made the call while addressing the first Asia-Pacific Summit on Infectious Diseases and Immunization, organized by the Asia-Pacific Immunization Coalition, with the theme Vaccination for All, Access, Confidence and Equity, ACE, held in Singapore. The minister highlighted the challenges faced in the 21st century, including the COVID-19 pandemic, Japan's in addressing the crisis, and called for global health equity. Pate also highlighted